Us Girlies. I'm Casey.
I'm Bran.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Bailey.
And for the girlies quote of this week, since Coachella just happened, I wanted to find like an iconic Coachella quote. And to me, no one is more iconic at Coachella than Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, the queen has literally said nothing ever about Coachella. She just shows up and shows out. But you know who did do something iconic at Coachella? Miss Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh my God.
And she debuted her new song Espresso, which has literally not stopped playing on my phone since she debuted it. And I love this one part, and I just thought it was a perfect girlies quote. I can't relate to desperation. My gives a fuck are on vacation.
Period.
Wow.
And I just felt like her debuting that Coachella weekend was honestly iconic.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I love that girl. Thank you so much for that quote, Casey.
You're welcome. I thought her Coachella set was fantastic, and we can talk about that later, but I just thought it was a good girlies quote for this week.
So, do you want to go to Coachella this weekend? What did you do, Case?
Yeah, I went to Coachella. I went to a wedding for my 6th grade boyfriend. He got married this weekend. It was so nice, and it was like one of the first weddings where I really knew both the bride and groom. Like I feel like every other wedding, it's been like one or the other, but I knew them and I like love both of them, and it was so much fun. So I had a really good, like wholesome, like romantic, cute weekend. Yeah. What did you guys do while I was gone?
I won a spelling bee.
Oh yes,
which was crazy.
The live updates in the group chat were honestly saving my life. I was so sad I couldn't go.
Yeah, so I like say yes to everything. And like last month, this guy Kyle who does like Philly sports content told me that they were doing like a Philly content creator based spelling bee and asked me if I wanted to be in it, and I was like absolutely. And I'm so competitive, like I always want to win, but I was so nervous before. And they fucking pull a plot twist in the beginning where they make us, we were told we were only going to be spelling Philadelphia-based words, but like round one, they were like, we're actually going to start off with 6th grade spelling bee words. So like none of us prepared. And I actually got my first word wrong and should have been out round one, but the guy in front of me didn't even attempt to spell his word, which was scientific. And in spelling bees, you can normally spell, if someone gets a word wrong, you can normally take their word. So I was like, wait, can I take his word? And they were like, we're going to give you a different word. And I was like, fuck. And they gave me Constitution, which if I had my phone, I could easily type out correctly. But like, I just got fucked up with all the I's and the T's. And I put an I where it shouldn't have been. I was like, damn, I'm out round one. They're like, all right, if you can spell scientific, you're good. I got it. And then I got the hardest words after that. I got jabroni. I got Gwynedd, which was my winning word. I cleaned house. That one was easy.
I was like, if he messes this up, I literally yelled out, I'm like,
Parkway?
Yeah, I'm like, sound it out. I'm like,
No. You said, sound it out, babe.
Is there like a secret letter in that?
no.
Well,
That's the easiest word in the world.
Well, there was like ones where like they were like kind of tripping you up. Like someone had to spell like Nice Town, and they were like, we might get you. Like, be careful. And I got Parkway, and I was like, y'all are just playing with me. It's straightforward. But yeah, I ended up fucking winning, which is crazy.
No, you did amazing.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
They tried getting me to get in there. They're like, oh.
I was trying.
I was like, oh man. I was
Because there was only one girl, and it was a woman, Dolly Broadway. She's like 90. I was like, Bailey, like we need some female representation. Like, let's get a girly up there. And I know you would have been good.
I would have, but like the brain cells aren't there anymore. I just ordered a crushed teeny. Like I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like drink up there? I mean, I could have. But it's crazy when you were spelling Constitution. I was taking a video of it, but like I saw when you messed up, but like our drink started arriving, so it was like the video was like you with the S and the T's and the I's. Then the woman was like trying to give us our drinks. I'm like, I just like put the phone down. I was like, you know what?
I don't think I could spell. Like I could be dead sober, just studied for an hour, and I don't think I could spell anything right.
Spelling out loud is different. Like get like so. I was getting so nervous up there. It was crazy.
You did great though.
You did a great job.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, and I won $500.
That's amazing.
And the place we was at was called Gall & Co. in Port Richmond, right?
Yep.
So good.
Yeah, the food was amazing.
The drinks were so good, and I'm like, I still can't stop thinking about it. It's called like a berry refresher, like not the Starbucks kind, but obviously alcohol in it. But it tasted so good, and it was in like a free people glass. I was like, come on now.
It was. And I will say that we've been looking for a place in Philly close to us where we could just get a good wrap. Gall & Co. What they're gonna do is rap. Period.
That
It was
is-
delicious.
That is like the number one thing Fishtown is missing, like a affordable wrap
It
and
was.
salad.
We didn't
Affordable.
spend that much.
No.
We got 3 rounds of drinks. We all got food. It was $50 each.
and we
my
got
God.
specialty cocktails. Like we
Yeah.
weren't getting like beers. Like it was.
what
It was
that
good.
coffee drink you had?
Oh my God, they do this thing for brunch. I think it's just specific to the brunch menu, but they have these cold brew cocktails and you can flavor your cold brew, quotes around cold brew, with like salted caramel, s'mores, etc. And they're just like these like frothy, like alcoholic coffee drinks that it's not giving espresso martini, but I can't explain it,
Had
but they're
ice in it.
amazing.
It was like an iced
Wow.
coffee like mixed drink.
so
Smart.
good.
Smart. Yeah, I go back.
Yeah, and then we went to Garage. I had a very like Fishtown weekend.
Yeah.
We were
Garage was
drinking.
fun. Yeah, we were drinking for like a long time. We were like day drinking for like a few hours. It was nice.
And it's crazy because I hate to be that sour apple sometimes. I'm like, at one point I was like, are you guys having fun here? Like at Garage, 'cause I'm such like a stickler, but like I know if I just have a few more drinks, it's gonna get fun. And it was, but we tried like going out after. Thank God we did. Like me and our friend Liz, we walked back and we were like, all right, let's regroup at 8. Like we only need like 2 hours to get ready. I like walked in my door and I was like, I cannot do my makeup. Like I am drunk. I was like, there's no way I could go out.
That's
Yeah.
like my favorite lie to tell. Like when you're all day drinking, you're like, oh my God, we're so gonna go out tonight.
Yeah.
We're gonna go home. We're gonna get ready. It's gonna be so much fun. And then absolutely no one goes out.
Yeah.
I played myself so badly
Oh,
because
yeah.
my brother has a best friend named Caitlin. Fortunately, she's one of those people who I consider like a sister now. Like I love her so much. That girl has never asked me for anything, but she had her 30th birthday at the basement of Harp and Crown, which has a bowling alley. It's very posh, very cool. I said to Brandon, I've been just saying this for weeks. I'm like, I'm going to go to Caitlin's birthday. I can't wait for Caitlin's birthday. Unfortunately, I did not make it to Caitlin's birthday.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I was wasted. And I texted her and I was like, sis, I'm so sorry. I laid in my bed. I showered. But when I looked in the mirror, I was like, full blown you, Bailey. I cannot do my
It was
makeup.
a 3-hour decision. Every 5 seconds. Should I go? What should I do? Just drunk
you were
as shit.
down in those picklebacks.
moaning.
Damn, so
Running
you
in
guys
and out.
drank.
No, like
Oh, we were drinking.
I didn't realize how much we were drinking. When we left, I was like, oh, Brandon, I'll make us a snack. Made us a full pasta dinner.
It's delicious.
And then I was like, all right, yeah, like I'm going to shower. I thought the party started at 8, but it started at 7. I started making the pasta at 7.
I was gonna say you text us at like 7:15. Oh my God, it started at 7.
It was so bad.
Damn. I drank, for the listeners who have been listening for a while, I had a period where I wasn't really drinking because I got really sick, especially not drinking wine. But I feel like you have to drink wine at a wedding. Like they just go hand in hand. So I only had 3 glasses of wine. I woke up at 4 a.m. sick to my stomach, threw up, thought I was dying. Literally, I stayed at my parents' house because this was a wedding in my hometown. And I genuinely thought about knocking on my mom's door and being like, I threw up. Like, it was so bad.
Mom, I threw up.
Literally.
Oh,
so
it's time to hang it up on that wine, sis.
I know, but
Stick
unfortunately,
the
I go to
tequila.
Napa in a few weeks, so
Ooh.
I
Well,
am
Maybe it'll
going
be like
to
fresher
die.
grapes
I
there.
might be better.
That's what
Yeah.
everyone keeps
You get
saying.
more
I
sick.
have a few like supplements that people DM'd me that I ordered on Amazon, and I'm gonna try them this weekend. But yeah, literally just 3 glasses of wine, and I almost died.
Damn. I
Yikes.
switch to like hard liquor.
I know.
In those situations, give me like vodka on the rocks. Like, what? It helps their stomach probably.
Did you guys do anything Sunday, or was that kind of just like the bulk of?
I
your
didn't do. Lindsay and I had like a wholesome Fishtown day on Sunday.
Yeah, that was really
But
nice.
Friday, I went to Middle Child to try that espresso martini you were talking about. And then after we went to Starbolt and it was so fun. Like
I love that.
we went with like our like guy friends met me and my friend Liz and it was just like a bopping time. There was people playing pool, like felt like very kickbacky.
Their fries.
Yeah, their fries are really good.
I like
Like I
the
got a
fries.
few dirty
Sensational.
martinis. Really loved it. And then I came home and was like a little tipsy and I watched the Brandy Melville documentary.
Yes.
Yep.
That shit was so good.
It was good.
I was like, the first 20 minutes, I was like, ugh, this is kind of corny. But then, like, once it started getting into the weird shit, like the Brandy apartment, did you guys watch it?
Yes.
Like, that was crazy.
Absolutely wild.
I was like in shock.
It like took me back too because I forgot. Like I was waiting for them. They took too long to mention Tumblr.
I was gonna
like,
say, yeah.
'cause I was like, I feel like all of those. I remember that specific model, the blonde girl. Like she was on every single thing. And I remember like in college because like I don't know. Brandy Melville was such like, I remember going on that website all the time just looking at this shit because like it wasn't in store like on the East Coast in Philly yet. I remember buying like 2 shirts that said USA, and the one I still wear to this day, it's like baking soda. I got baking soda. Thought that was hard. Spent like $60 on those shirts, but like it's so crazy the effect like it had on everyone back then. I remember I was like that style, but like honestly, I feel like a Brandy Melville walked for like Aritzia can run.
I with Brandy Melville, so our friend Carly was a huge PacSun stan back in the day, and she was one of those girls who I was always so jealous that her mom would always give her money to go to the mall, and she had the best clothes, and all of her shirts were Brandy Melville, and I didn't even realize that it was Brandy Melville. Like Brandy was so like, maybe it was a West Coast thing that was huge because on the East Coast, like it was a PacSun staple, but nothing to really write home
I feel
about.
like, did it come into PacSun a little bit later though?
Yeah,
might have,
I remember when I moved to LA, which was my freshman year of college. So what, like 2014? Oh my God, ew. When I went to there for college, I remember going to the Brandy Melville on the Santa Monica Boulevard and literally thinking like I saw a famous person. Like I remember walking in for the first time and being like, oh my God, this is Brandy Melville. Like it was iconic. And then it became like in PacSun, and now there's literally one on Walnut Street. Like,
oh, that's
there
right.
is
I
one
did
in
look
the
up
city.
locations, but that just reminded me like when I was out there on vacation like sophomore year, so 2015. I went to that store, but it's so crazy because I've always been this like a bigger girl. I have wide ass hips, but trying stuff on at that store and like watching that recap of the what's it called documentary, I was like shit, like there was literally only one size fits all. And I used to think, I'm like, wow, like those skirts and shorts are so cute, you can't only like
Even the denim was one size fits all.
I don't remember I remember the
them.
denim being very Mean Girls. We only carry sizes 1, 3, and 5. Like I feel like it was very, and not 5 probably wasn't even an option. Like it might have been XXS, XS, and small.
I remember it was really limited because I was like, they're really cute, but like, because even the shirts, I mean, it was a baby tee, so it has to fit. Even the oversized shirts, one size fits all. But like
The dresses, I remember they were flowy enough where if you were teetering on medium as a child, like a child's medium, you could fit. But if you had tits, if you had a gut, if you had ass, if you had legs, you're not fitting into it.
Yeah.
Sometimes even the designs, like I remember I would put on the baby tees and the designs would almost stretch across me because my upper half was too big to fit in them.
Even with that girl was talking about like the dress, it was like
The striped one.
Yes.
And then the back with like
the-
the racer back bra.
Yes, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that was the girls on Tumblr were eating those down.
You know when you knew it came to the East Coast when girls started wearing those to BB&T in Camden, those country concerts 2015, everybody was in those Brandy Melville dresses and like the Converse sneakers.
Yep.
Shit was
you know what's crazy is that like those teens now, like they like obsess over the same clothes we all wear. Like teens now want Aritzia, they want White Fox, they want Lululemon, they want all these brands, and I'm like, damn, I'm 28 and I can like, I'm just now wearing this shit.
And can barely afford it.
Yeah.
Who is paying for this?
It's crazy.
Wow, you're so right.
Yeah, I saw Dove's doing a whole new, like Dove the soap is doing a whole new campaign about like 10-year-olds like being so into anti-aging creams and stuff. So now they're like, their hashtag is like something like bring it back to 10 or something. It's this whole campaign about like making sure little girls stay little girls.
That's so good. I think I just saw on TikTok the news, and it was like it was another brand doing that, like calling people out, like calling little girls out for like just using all of that stuff. And I remember like, what was it, Avon or Mary Kay? I remember I was in Girl Scouts, and the woman came around, and it was like, it had to be Mary Kay, I think. No, Avon, whatever. And it was like skincare for youth, like for, I think I was in like 5th grade, 6th grade. So it was like skincare for like young girls. And I was thinking, I'm like, damn, that was so, I remember wanting that so bad. Like I didn't want like Olay.
I honestly appreciate young girls taking care of their skin because moisturizing is like super, super important. But like, you don't need retinol eye cream
you don't need any
for
of that.
$70. Like, that's ridiculous. Like,
No, that's crazy.
you guys are gonna get acne soon anyway, and that's gonna really blow when you mix those chemicals. So,
Get that Neutrogena, babe.
yikes! Good luck, girlies.
It's crazy.
Ooh, that was my weekend. It was actually a really good weekend. Like just
Yeah.
like relaxing, low key.
Well, I know that we all did fun things with our friends, but I thought that because we had such wholesome weekends, we should talk about friends that maybe have done us dirty or people in the past who have done us dirty. So I'll kick it off.
Period.
I was thinking about how close we all are and how much, again, we love each other and how like important friendship is. And with our podcast, we're kind of coming down to our last few episodes of season 1. And it just made me think about all the people that I've let into my life who have done me absolutely filthy. And I had to think about this one person, and I'm going to call her, help me.
Cheryl.
I'm going to call her Cheryl. So I made friends with this girl named Cheryl. She was the girlfriend of my ex's best friend. So we did everything as a foursome. It was me and my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, and his best friend and Cheryl. And they broke up. They ended up having like a little toxic relationship. They broke up, but I still wanted to be friends with Cheryl. I was like, just because you and your man aren't together anymore, we can still be buddy-buddy. So this is during the time I was in college. I invited her to come stay at Penn State with me for a weekend. She was like, I'm on my way, I'm coming. Now this was red flag number 1. She's like, I'm on my way, I'm coming. She texts me maybe when she's like 20 minutes away. And she says, by the way, I brought my friend with me. Now, I don't know your friend, number 1. Number 2, I live in a single dorm room with a twin size bed. I don't even have an air mattress for you. Like all I have is blankets. Where are we all going to sleep? So she pulls up to my house with this girl. The girl's cool. I like her. There's nothing wrong. Whatever. We go out. We have a fun night. Blah, blah, blah. The next morning I wake up and she's like, I'm going home. Love you, babe. See ya. My phone charger is missing. I'm like, damn, one of these girls took my phone charger. That happens. It does. We take each other. We always put our names on them now. But back in the day, you didn't do that. You take someone's phone charger.
I never did that.
Well, I've taken people's on accident, but not on purpose, Bailey, because I'm not a thief. Anyways, so that was red flag number 1, bringing this girl and my phone charger going missing, but I thought nothing of it. Fast forward to July. It's little Lindsay's 21st birthday. And I actually invited her and her friend who she invited to Penn State because I'm like, oh, I like this girl now. She shows up and she gets along with all of my friends except for one of my friends named Kristen. Kristen is one of my friends from college who is absolutely no nonsense. She doesn't play games. She's a sweet peach, but the minute you mess with her, like, it's over. She said to me on my birthday, she said, Lindsay, that girl Cheryl is a freak. Full Brandon, like how Brandon would check me. He was like, this girl Cheryl is a freak. You need to like stay away from her. I'm like, Kristen, you're being drama, whatever. We wake up the next morning and I'm supposed to go back home with her. She lived in Maryland at the time. I'm leaving my 21st birthday to go to Maryland with this girl the next day. We had like a sleepover at a hotel for my 21st birthday. Kristen wakes up and she's like, I can't find my flip-flops. And I'm like, did you check? Kristen has a lot to drink most of the time. Sorry, girly. And so I'm like, Kristen, did you misplace your flip-flops? And she's like, no, like I have them, but they're my only shoes or I have to go home in heels. Like I need my flip-flops. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Now, when I got in the car with Cheryl, she was wearing the exact same flip-flops that Kristen had just misplaced. So I was like, Long story short, we go to Maryland and I'm at this girl's house. Everything is fine and dandy. We get ready to go out. We have a really fun night out, blah, blah, blah. My grandma always said to me, she was like, I don't have any jewelry to pass down to you. So I'm going to buy you pieces over the years and you'll have something to remember me by. And I always found that so sweet and sentimental. So one of my favorite rings is a really special Tiffany ring in the shape of a bow. It was like my favorite ring in the whole world. I still wear it. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I have to catch a train because I'm in Maryland. So I'm like, I have to catch a train and I need to get all my stuff. So I gather all my items and I'm like, I can't find my jewelry. And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, no, like I can't find my Tiffany ring. Like my grandma gave it to me. Like I don't care about the other jewelry. It's just I can't find this. And I am panicking. Like I'm like, I can't find my ring. I can't find my diamond earring. Like I can't find it. So I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I can't find my ring, but I have to catch this train, blah, blah. She's like, it's okay. Retrace your steps. We'll buy you a new train ticket. Like I was not giving up on this ring. And she's like, maybe my cat knocked it off of the dresser. Like she's giving me all these BS excuses as to where my jewelry may or may not be. A few hours go by and I'm like, Cheryl, like I got to get out of here. Like I'm leaving. If you find my ring, like let me know. And she's like, yeah, I'll look for it. I called my mom back and she goes, I'm in the car. I said, you're in the car for what? She goes, Kristen's flip-flops, your phone charger. Now I'm telling my mom all these stories in the back of my mind that I'm thinking of how this girl Cheryl is crazy. She goes, I'm in the car and your father's in the car too and we're going to knock on Cheryl's door. We're going to get your ring back. And that's exactly what my parents did.
my
They
God.
drove to Maryland while I was on a train. They didn't even wait for me.
Oh, that's
They
crazy.
drove to Maryland. They banged on her door, and my mom chose choice words and got my stuff back.
Period.
This girl, I would later forgive her, and she would do something that I actually can't talk about in the podcast because it is so horrid and terrible. Maybe one time I'll bring it up. But I gave her a second chance, and she did something so sick to me that I wish nothing but the worst for her. I hope that Cheryl is having one of the worst days she could possibly have.
That's
But
crazy.
That is crazy.
Wow.
yeah.
She really tried to blame her cat. Like,
But don't blame
Yeah.
that.
like that's so wild.
I don't like think I've ever had a friend that bad shit. Like, I've dated people that are like crazy. I've dated some of the craziest people in the world, but like I'm the same way as Kristen. Like, for some reason I can see through like friendship level. I wish I could see it in relationships, but friend wise, I know when a bitch is crazy. Maybe it's like my intuition. Like, I typically am friends with a lot of women. Like, I can suss out a crazy girl sooner than I can suss out a crazy guy. And I don't know why that is, but I have some dating stories that I could share.
I'd love to hear it.
A few years ago, I went on a date with this guy. I guess we'll call him Brett. We had like a fine first date. There was a little red flags here and there. He told me he couldn't drive me home because he had a DUI and his license was suspended. We like the safest after that, and considering we had just drank like a whole bottle of wine. I was like, okay, whatever. He goes to the shore just like we do. And one time I like see him at the shore and it was really awkward. We were like all in the same bar. You guys were with me too, actually. And he was like there with his family and I like walked by and we were like kind of talking at that point. I was like, okay, like he'll probably like call me over. Nope, nothing. I was like, all right, whatever, don't exist. We were drunk as fuck. We were like day drinking at the Dead Dog. And then we go to the Whitebriar. And I don't know like what came over me, but this man starts like trying to cuss me out, like coming at me sideways and was just like, you're so rude. Like I would have come over to you. I was like, bro, I used the ATM literally right next to your table. You did not want to acknowledge my existence. Like hang it up. Like what we're not going to do is this. Then like, later that night, he calls me, like, I kid you not, 30 times. Not calls, FaceTimes me. He's like blowing up my phone, saying like the craziest shit. Like, he's like, if you ever fucking talk about me on your TikTok page, I'll fucking kill you.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
what?
I'm like, I have never made a video about you. Like, you are extremely insignificant. Like, just bonkers. Then, because I'm a dumb bitch, but also petty, I didn't talk about him on TikTok, but I like said something so funny to him. Like, I was just like, it was something so sassy. I was like, you have no friends, bye, with like a million like exclamation points. And I screenshotted it and put it in a photo dump, which was like, that was bitchy. Like I take accountability. It wasn't nice. And he went like crazy. I think he left me a voicemail.
my God.
Yeah, and he was blocked on everything. That was one. I have others too who were like pretty bad shit. There's one that I think we could dedicate a whole episode to.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking about one. I don't know if I want to tell
I think
it.
we're all thinking about it.
Yeah, we can get into that a little bit.
I feel like we should do like a crazy ex episode, so like you could save it for that.
Yeah, let's do that. You know what? Let me save the really crazy story. We'll do a whole episode, I think, on crazy exes, but someone else take the throne because I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
If we're talking crazy, you know I have to talk about this crazy ass bitch that literally bullied me in college. Do you know how crazy that sentence is for someone to
Yes.
say, I got bullied in college?
A grown woman.
I was legitimately bullied in college.
Yep.
So there's a lot to this story, but I'll try to pick out my favorite highlights of her torture to me. So I transferred in my sophomore year. And I remember like literally like 2 days before. So let me set the scene actually. So my ex-boyfriend, the boyfriend that I had in college, he went to the same school that I was transferring into. He was there a year before me. I have no idea what this man did while I was not there. I never heard anything about him cheating on me, but, you know, who knows? The way this girl acted, maybe he did. And he had this crazy girl. We're going to call her Miranda. Miranda was obsessed with my ex-boyfriend, and she was crazy. I remember actually he came out to visit me because I lived in LA at this time, and she blew up his phone and was like, "How dare you go visit your ex-girl?" Called me his ex. Maybe that's what he was telling her, whatever. How could you go visit the girl in California? How could you do that to me? It was crazy. And I didn't even know I was transferring at this time. It gets worse. Fast forward a little bit, I decide that I have to come home to Philly, and I decide that I'm going to the same school as him. So a week before I move into my apartment, I find out that I am literally in the apartment next to her. I am genuinely in the apartment next to this girl, and I don't know anything about her other than she blew up my boyfriend at the time and was like, "Why would you go to visit LA?" So my first week of living there, her and her friends would come and knock on my door and then run away, like scurry away. So I would open the door and no one would be there, and they thought it was fucking hilarious. I would walk around campus and she would laugh at me and point at me and all of these crazy things. I was friends with the guys on his team, and they showed me a text thread where she literally texted like 10 guys and was like, "Let's make Casey transfer. I don't want her to be at this school anymore, so everyone needs to make fun of her because I want her to transfer."
What? God.
What's crazy, actually, this is fast forwarding a little bit. A few years after I graduated college, I was out at a bar, and this girl came up to me, and she was like, "Oh my God, are you Casey?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Oh my God, I used to try to make you transfer in college." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Oh, I was friends with Miranda." She was like, "She hated you so much that she used to make all of us try to make you transfer." She was like, "I remember bullying you through the hallways."
Bruh.
Fully admitted, like me and Brandon were out at a bar and this girl fully laughed to me and Brandon. She was like, she thought it was so casual. She was like, "Oh my God, that's so funny. I used to try to make you transfer."
Like, what's so funny about ruining someone's mental
Literally.
health? Whoa, I cannot talk.
No, Miranda was like unlike anyone I've ever met before.
Truly. And I will say that this went on for 4 years. Like this went on the entire length of college. And there was drama on both sides, but I never started anything with that girl. Anything I ever did was just because she was crazy. I remember one time she genuinely pushed me at a bar, and I ran into the bathroom. I didn't have any friends at this bar that I was at, and I was crying in the bathroom. Some random girl was like, "You need to go fight her." I was like, "Babe, you don't know who I am. I can't fight. That's not my style." But one of my favorite things that Miranda ever did.
Wait, can I tell something funny?
Yeah.
I remember someone was telling you to fight her, and we had this friend at the time who was such a dry ass bitch, and she just looked at you. She goes, "Don't you dare try to fight that girl. She's a fucking tank." Because Miranda was an athlete.
Yep.
It was so fucking funny.
One of the, amongst all the actual terrible things that Miranda did to me, because she was legitimately crazy. Like this is just skimming the top, but she would, just constantly starting rumors, talking shit, telling everyone lies about me. One of her highlights was she was talking shit about me and Brandon. And she said, an iconic line, "All they ever do is get fucked up and cause drama." And she called me and all of the friends that we were friends with at the time, the Bran Flakes crew. She said, "The Bran Flakes crew just likes to get fucked up and cause drama." So what we did is we made that our Finsta bio, and then we made t-shirts that say Bran Flakes crew. And I made an Instagram caption where I said, "Proud member of the Bran Flakes crew."
Yep.
And that was honestly, I got to give her flowers because that was iconic. We were girlies before we even knew what girlies were.
She was everything to me. She wrote in a huge text thread that Bran Flakes, she was like, "Fuck Bran Flakes, he's going nowhere in life. Bless your soul, Miranda babes. We haven't forgotten about you, and I know you haven't either because you love to watch our Instagram stories.
Watch every one of my
day.
Instagram stories. Never
Wait a
follow
minute.
me.
Oh,
Miranda
Lindsay.
has you guys. I just had a memory unlocked. So for the listeners, everybody who's listened to this podcast knows that I'm the new addition to this friend group because Casey, Bailey, and Brandon were besties in college. I did not know any of the Philly U characters until they made themselves known. And I used to stalk my Instagram story viewers, and I came across Miranda watching my content, and I don't even know this girl. And I remember that's when you explained the tragedy that Miranda is.
I wasn't friends with you, I wasn't close to Casey yet when that was going on. And I think God knew better not to introduce me to that friend group. And I'm like an aggressive person, but
No, you wouldn't have put up with her.
No, because that's some bullshit.
Brandon barely did.
For a grown woman.
No, I was going to say, I definitely added gasoline to the fire at multiple points.
I would have easily pulled her hair.
I just saw Casey as so I was like when I met Casey, like no offense, like you didn't know how to stand up for yourself. And I was like, oh no. I was like, you are not letting this girl talk to you like that.
Crazy to make someone feel that way, to go out of your way and like wanting someone to transfer a school. Like that's money, like time.
For your ex-boyfriend.
That's fucking wild.
Granted, you should never bully at any age, but like your brain is pretty developed at this point, babe. Like you're an adult now. You can drive somewhere in college. You start drinking. Like you are grown enough to know that is fucking insane. Yeah. And I would just read the things, because I used to go through my boyfriend's phone, whatever. And I used to read the things that she would send him, and she would be like, her Instagram story last night was so embarrassing. I can't believe you date her.
Oh
like
my
just
God.
crazy.
She wanted
shit.
to eat you out.
She was genuinely like one of those like TV show soap opera characters that like you think only exist in a teen drama. Like after meeting Miranda, those people are in real life. What Casey is excluding from this story, though, is that there was one iconic, like maybe 3 weeks, where Casey was friendly with this girl. And like they became friends for like 2 weeks. And they took a photo together, and I like wish we could superimpose this photo because it like radiates party like it's 2014. Like their outfits are tragic.
And it like there was a period where we became friends because we were both working on something for the school, so we like were kind of forced to become friends, whatever. And I remember when this photo dropped, it was the equivalent of like breaking the internet.
I know,
like it went around in like multiple group chats of people being like, this is so embarrassing that they're taking this photo together, because it was known that we hated each other. And yeah, I broke the internet in college.
Oh, Lord.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
God bless.
Well, besides the stealing and the bullying, I can honestly relate because I'm a little crazy. I feel like plot twist is I'm just the crazy one. But no, I actually have a crazy coworker story.
We love that.
Wild. Hold on, I'm about to throw up. Excuse me. So, at this one job I had, McDonald's, we went on like a company retreat every year, and
she's not actually talking about McDonald's.
Wait, I forgot. No,
for those who don't get her.
Oh, you were so funny. Because obviously people can get that. Subtitles. What am I saying? I'm really so sick right now. This Mucinex got me freaking off the wall. So a work trip, and every year we go on a company retreat. And the thing about company retreats, and so I think it should be studied, or like people should just look it up. Drinking in work settings, you have to know how to control yourself. Like no matter if it's a work retreat, like not club. What am I saying?
Christmas party.
Yeah, Christmas party. Like there's a time and a place. And luckily, with my past job, it was a lot of social drinking, and like I'm a big drinker that's like socially like out and about. So I got to like learn how to control that, whatever. But watching others not control themselves is fucking wild. So we're in Savannah in January, mind you. And it wasn't that far south where it was that fucking nice out. Like we're on the water for an oyster roast. And it was freezing. My teeth were chattering. Like I almost had to put 2 coats on, like a turtleneck. I was wearing a pea coat. Like it was freaking freezing because we're on the water. And this girl, she was new to the company. She's wearing a spaghetti strap, like Lily Pulitzer dress. I said, "Oh, you're not cold?" Like spaghetti straps, like arms out. Like there was multiple fires around because it was that cold out. And it's an open bar, and obviously if it's an open bar, just control yourself. Like I say that, like I can control myself. And this girl, I remember asking, I'm like, "Oh, what are you drinking?" And she was like, "Well, I asked for 7 green tea shots, and I put them all in one glass." And I was like. And that was like probably her.
Sweet. She's kind of smart for that.
A green tea.
Oh,
like,
my tummy hurts listening to that.
yeah, isn't that what Jameson? That's like whiskey.
Like
She's got some demons at home for that.
yeah,
like, who
she's
does
tripping.
that?
She said, "Let me go to Savannah on a work trip and just black out," which she did. And because she got that drink like multiple times, like multiple times, and because she's still like, I knew she was drunk because she was like, "Oh my God, it's so hot." And I'm like, "Oh, you're kidding. Like, it is freezing out here." Like, so everyone was like trying to get her coats. And at one point I was like, she's drunk. Like, I was slurring my words. And and then I remember we're going to another bar. She threw up in the Uber. Ooh. Yeah.
With people in it?
What?
With your coworkers in it?
Yeah, coworkers. I was in another Uber, but and we go to another bar that's right by the hotel. And one of like our executives had to put her into her room and go to like bed, like tuck this girl in. That's so bad. Like you should not get to that point on a work trip. And Then I remember like sitting at the bar and this girl just waltzed back in. She got up out of her bed, then went back to the bar, and I was like, I don't think you should be here, babe.
What? Oh,
like
my
she
God.
was blacked out. And then so I was like, I remember like when this all came out, like after the trip, she blamed it on the lack of food. We were at an oyster roast and no one else got so fucked up except for her. Like she was like,
Right.
there wasn't enough food there. Like I'm like, what? Not enough food? You were drinking like 21 shots.
So what did she say like the next morning? Or like what did you say to her? Was there any conversation? Like
We were all in meetings, and so like she came in kind of at the last minute, but she just had her head down the whole time. And I was looking at her. I was like, oh, this is great.
I think I would have flown home.
Though like, as everyone else is hungover, but in like a decently like you can hold it together way, and that's kind of like funny. But like I remember looking at her, and she just looked horrible, like
my God.
just embarrassing.
That's like anxiety to a level I've never known to be that like to get that to get that drunk at work. I would literally quit.
Like, I mean, she ended up quitting, but like
Yeah,
but then like not taking responsibility after that, like there's a lack of food, I think is crazy.
Yeah.
It was a lack of something else, something you love to say.
Yeah,
That's a lack of home training.
But like when she said 7 green tea shots in one glass, like
That sounds repulsive.
See, you know, I have an issue with the bartenders. Like, what? At that point, I don't have any bartending experience, but if someone said, can you make 7 green tea shots and put them in one glass? I would have looked at them and been like, no. Now, if she said, can you give me 7 green tea shots and I put them out and then I saw her chug one after the other, I would have called a taxi company immediately and been like, you have to come get this girl. She's a danger to society. That's great. Like,
You know what I'm curious
You're right.
about?
that's what
How
she
did
should have blamed it on.
How did she discover that drink? Like, how
That's
did
what-
she
yeah.
one day be like, you know what, my drink's gonna be 7 green tea
I'm
shots?
not
And,
gonna
like-
lie to you guys.
no.
That's a common beverage.
What?
I've not 7 green tea shots, but
A green tea soda?
Hear me out. I remember in college, we had $1 green tea shots at this bar called The Den. And the bartender, Derek, he would always pour us off green tea shots. And I remember one time he made us a green tea drink. And it was like a green tea shot in a drink. I don't know if it was 7 green tea shots. That's a liability. But I
Yeah.
am saying that like the green tea drink is a
Okay.
real drink. I just don't, compiled of 7 shots is where it gets confusing. You know what I'm saying?
So much. And the thing
Damn.
is, like, it wasn't like it was a short open bar. Like, we were there for like 2-3 hours.
She drinked and drawled.
No, drank and draw.
At our
for
next
real.
Girlies event, that's gonna be our signature drink.
7 green tea shots.
1 drink ticket.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
So now we got through the craziest stories.
We sure did.
I'm gonna ask you guys a crazy would you rather.
Hit us.
Okay, guys. Would you rather be in a 5-year-long toxic relationship or a 10-year-long toxic friendship?
Neither. Oh, God. I'm going to pick friendship. Only because I feel like I've been in a 10-year toxic friendship before and I made it out okay. But I feel like 5-year toxic relationship, like that's going to really fuck you up in like a lot of different areas. At least like, not saying that a 10-year toxic friendship isn't, because it can.
Oh, they'll both do you filthy.
Yeah, it can and it will. But like my prayer is that if you're in a 10-year long toxic friendship, you at least have other friends. And it's like not your only friendship. Whereas like, unless you're cheating, that's your only relationship. And if it's going on for 5 years and it's toxic, you're going to have a lot to heal from.
Yeah, I feel like it also depends on like what age you're at, because I feel like a lot of people low key kind of do have 10-year long toxic friendships, because like you meet someone in high school and then you just like accidentally stay friends with them all of high school, and then you accidentally stay friends with them all of college, and then you're post grad and you're like, damn, I don't even know if I've ever really been that friends. Like, I feel like it depends on how old, because at that point, if I was that age, I would probably take a toxic friendship. But now that I'm like an adult and like friends are so much smaller and like close, I have such a closer circle, I'm like, I don't know if I could do a 10-year long toxic friendship now at my old age.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like I agree with Brandon. Like, I think I do friendship only because, like you said, like hopefully there's like you have other friends, because I'm thinking if you're in that 5-year toxic relationship, that's 5 years of your best friends, like you three telling me like I'm in a very bad situation and I'm not getting out of it. Like it's like hearing that I mean I heard that for like 3 years, but like I mean they all suck, but like just knowing that, and like with the friendship, I feel like sex is also involved with the relationship, and I feel like there's just so many, I don't know, they'll both suck. I hate this.
Yeah, the intimacy makes it rough too.
Not wishing this on any of our girlies.
Yeah. Brandon always says something where he's like, well, in this case, your boyfriend is someone who's going to be different than everyone else. And it's like, that's so true. He's like, not only do you have to bring them around your friends and your family, but there's someone you might think of having a family with, and you might think of all those things, that the intimacy part, like there's so many components to that, where it's like toxic relationships are exhausting emotionally, mentally, physically. Like it's too much. I would take a friendship in a heartbeat. I've had 10-year toxic friendships. I have toxic friendships now. I complain about them once a day. They're stressful, they're horrible, but I'd pick that over having my life ruined by a man.
Yeah, that's true. I switched my answer.
Yeah, and like I just feel like after you get out of a toxic relationship, like just your next relationship is going to be like, there's going to be a lot of groundwork to make up for, because you like don't know how to be treated properly, where like that could happen with friendship too. But like I said, if you're in a situation where hopefully you have other friends, like you know that that one particular friendship is toxic for a reason, because it's hopefully unlike your other friendships. Yeah, I'm picking the friendship.
Such a good point.
And to what you said, like I feel like when you make a new friend, there's so much less commitment than when you make a new relationship. Like you can make a new friend and low key be working through some trauma that you don't really have to deal with them. Like it's just a friendship. Whereas like I was dealing with relationship trauma when I first started dating my boyfriend, and that shit was hard. Like I can't imagine doing that ever again in my life. So
yeah.
Then again though, sometimes if you do have a friend who is so severely damaged, like it can really take a toll on you in a way that a relationship can take a toll on you. Sometimes you don't even get to live your life the way you want to and have other relationships with other people because of that person bringing you down. Like it's your toxic relationship is a person that you choose that. It's someone who like you've picked, but a friendship, even when trying to get rid of it, you both have to kind of be aligned in that I want to be your friend, I want to be your friend. There are some friends that like even I have who puts you higher than you put them. And I know we've talked about this on the podcast before, but like at least in a relationship, like you both have, unless it's a situationship, you both have that idea where it's like we're together, like it's toxic. A friendship, sometimes it can be so hard to tell somebody like you are toxic, you've got to back up. Like it gets so stressful with friends. Like sometimes it's not as black and white. So but anyways,
not manifesting this energy.
Yeah, this got sad.
I know. Let's talk about something that makes us happy, which is what I know is on all of our FYPs this week. Coachella.
Yeah.
Coachella, baby.
I have FOMO. It looked so fun this year.
Yeah.
I like genuinely did not. I made a whole TikTok about this. I was like, the past 2 years, like it has not looked that fun. Like 2 years ago, there was that whole Revolve Fest thing. And I think like 2022, like that same year, like I feel like that was like truly like influencer Olympics where like everybody was going and being sent by brands. And then last year, I just felt like there was so much drama with the music. Like I know Frank Ocean had a whole thing where he like came out like an hour late, and that really disappointed everybody. This year just seemed so fun. Everyone seemed like they were just having the best time. The music seemed amazing. I was loving all the brand houses.
Oh my God, they were literally sorority houses. I was obsessed with them. They were so nice. I was looking at all the rooms when every influencer was doing the room tour, and I was like screenshotting it so I could zoom in on all the products. I'm like, damn, I would kill for that.
Like what was it, Poppy, the Alex Earl's, like Alex Earl Cello, whatever. That was so smart marketing wise, because their new lemon lime drink, it just sounds like an ad. The Guess compound I think is really cool, like Guess jeans or Guess whatever. So they have like 4 or 5 houses, like 4 or 5 mansions on one lot, and then one of the houses is actually like a storefront for Guess. Like all the people living in that compound can go and like shop there. And I'm like, that's so damn cool. Like different influencers can like hang out with each other.
The one guest house that I saw, I felt like was the best like pairing of people. Like it felt like all the influencers in that house I've seen together so many times before, and they all like made sense. And then I feel like other houses, it was a a wide range of influencers. I'm like, oh, I didn't expect like these people to be paired together, and I thought that person would be with this one. So I like was literally like dissecting every house and everyone in it.
I was dissecting the Poosh house because I was like, I'm so interested. Like Lucas Gage, he's in that house. I'm saying like these houses, like they're like Hogwarts houses. But he's in the Poosh house, which is Kourtney Kardashian's brand.
Yep.
And he used to date whoever does
Chris Appleton.
Yes, Chris Appleton.
Do they not date anymore?
Or they got married and they
Yeah.
got
They
divorced.
divorced.
Is that the Color Wow guy? The
No,
spray?
isn't he Kim Kardashian's hairstylist?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Kardashian's
Okay, yeah, the
hairstyles.
hair. Yeah.
But they got married like on the show, like this past season, whatever, and they got divorced very quickly. So when
Okay.
I saw him in the picture for Poosh, I was like, oh, what a interesting,
That is interesting.
right? I was like, huh, what's going on here? But like, I mean, I guess bygones can be bygones.
I loved the Poosh group. It looked so like that would have been like the house that I would have wanted to be in because I had a lot of like mutual creator friends that were in that house, and that they looked like they had a good old fucking time. I was like jealous of that. Tarte went all out.
I thought
Crazy.
that house was like, if you were like how Harry Potter, you get up and you pick which house you want, full Hogwarts. I would be like, I want the Tarte house.
Yeah.
It looked so sick. I loved all of Lauren Wolf's content. Like it was.
She's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like I like truly think Lauren like came out and was born to be an influencer. Like she's just so like I just love watching her shit. Like she's just so good at her job.
Yeah.
That was the house with like a full glam station right in the beginning. Yep.
It was I was like, wow. The fact that they like give suitcases to bring back all of this
Yes.
product.
That's so smart.
Like that is nuts. Like that is fucking crazy. Like Tarte really has it like that.
Yeah.
I saw a employee of Poppy, like just a normal employee, make a video of her setting up the house before they all got there, and it was just like so cool to see it from the other side because she like showed the blank house that they started with, and then you see it in all these influencer videos where it's like completely decorated. Like in the one clip, the wall was bare, so they like bought a giant like palm tree to put in the house, and like it's just so crazy. You like see it in the influencer videos and you think like, oh, that's just the house's decor. But these companies spend months planning what that house is going to look like and months putting in all these details to make it perfect. It's like honestly crazy all the stuff that goes behind the scenes.
The one thing in the Poppy house, which I was obsessed with, maybe it's just because it's a little dream I have, but all the poppies aligned so like gorgeously, meticulously lined up like in this like zigzag pattern where it was just you pick up a poppy and you dip. Like I was like, oh, I'm thirsty. It looked excellent.
And they had all the foods.
Yeah, like personal chefs.
Yeah.
Like that's so fucking awesome. Now, I don't know if you guys, well, obviously the houses, but the music was out on your FYPs as well.
Of course.
I feel like it sucks whenever Coachella comes around or like the lineup comes out. I don't look at it because I'm like, I'm never gonna go. Like I'm never gonna be able to go.
We're getting invited next
Shut
year.
the hell up. We are 100% going to Coachella.
Yeah.
No, don't you dare talk down yourself like that. You will be there.
Yeah, I
In
didn't.
a brand house.
Damn, I really didn't mean it like that. But the crowd was like, I don't know if it was like the mics and the cameras for some of the shit, but the crowd was not loud for Sabrina Carpenter.
Yep.
Like,
Was she early in the day or something?
Yeah,
It was
she
like
was
a
like
little
she was
early.
6 o'clock. I knew her whole because I was gonna live stream it.
Yep.
Why did they put her so early?
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. She was on Friday too, so that's also. I feel like Friday 6 o'clock is like super early, but nonetheless, the crowd could have been a little bit more hype. So, as you all know, I wrote down a list of performances and guest stars. So I have on here No Doubt, or was it No Doubt or Gwen Stefani? I think it was just Gwen Stefani, which is. If y'all would have told me she was on the lineup, I would have went. Like Paula Batgirl, like Harajuku album.
Oh, don't even.
That was I might listen to it on my way home.
Love Angel's music, baby.
Yeah, yes.
That was the first CD I ever owned.
So good, yes.
Yep.
And her fashion back then. Oh.
Her
She was-
perfumes. Wait a minute.
I just saw a tweet about that album last night, and they were like,
Problematic?
"Yeah, they were like, she appropriate."
Oh, she did.
She really did.
No, she did.
She did.
Oh wow, that was
Yeah,
bad.
it was really bad.
Well,
But-
Gwen, if you're
but-
listening,
It was, you know what?
No,
You know what?
let's sidebar the luxurious music video.
It was excellent.
I was really just
excellent.
thinking that in my
It was
head.
problematic.
Did you
but-
guys ever have her perfumes? The little Harajuku. Oh, it was the best smelling perfume I've ever had.
My problem with that album was that there was a bop that was not treated like a bop. The song "What You Waiting For," that deserved to have its moment.
Could you sing it?
Yeah.
No. But like that bass drop in that song. And I remember it was on Just Dance 2 or 3. And I was like, finally, the recognition that it deserves. And I understand
Finally.
luxurious, Hollaback Girl, Rich Girl. There was a lot of things that were overshadowing the true bop that was What You Waiting For. It was crazy. It's like tick tock, tick tock. It's like la la la.
And the music video isn't. I like remember
The music video is Alice in Wonderland themed. She ate the fuck down.
That
on
wasn't a popular song?
It was a single, but like it probably was like, you have to remember, Hollaback Girl, Rich Girl, Luxurious, and Cool.
That's why I was like, well, can you sing it?
Cool.
Because I was like,
Yes, that's what I was thinking in my head.
So when you have that many bangers, like one is gonna fall a little shorter.
Yeah.
And it was that one, but it really shouldn't have been. Like that could play at the bar. Like
that wasn't a teen movie where it was like the intro. It might have been Bring It On.
I like want to be at like a club, like rocking out to it. It's good as
Shit.
fuck.
Sorry.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
would have
that
gone
brought
to
me
her
back.
set.
I had a graphic tee back then that said I ain't no hollaback squirrel, and it was a little squirrel dressed up like Gwen Stefani, and I think about that shirt.
Did you wear that to
every day.
school?
See,
I wore it everywhere. That was like my shirt. My
You're like
shirt.
Bobby Jack.
100%.
it didn't know it's giving Bobby.
I thought I was so cool for that. I'm so sad I threw it away.
There was a lot of couples out and about. Well, wait, Thames brought out Justin Bieber.
that was so iconic.
That's fucking wild. Lil Yachty brought out DeMarco, something DeMarco, I forgot his name.
Also,
Not
that
DeMarco.
video of Justin Bieber and like Jaden Smith, like
Oh
No,
my God.
I think
that
you
made
sent
me
it to
feel something. I'm not gonna lie. I
That
was
made
like,
me-
No, what the crowd did this year is they provided paparazzi.
They
videos.
did.
I've seen every angle of every interaction that every influencer had.
Yes.
And I thank you. I
And because
appreciate
of
it.
that, they got the couples, obviously Travis and Taylor, and ASAP and Rihanna were there because Tyler,
saw
the
that.
creator,
Oh,
brought
I
out
didn't see
ASAP
that.
Rocky. But like the girls are out. They're going to Coachella.
I got a little high this weekend and I got lost in TikTok as I usually do. And I started sobbing, literally bawling my eyes out. And my boyfriend's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I'm just so happy for Taylor Swift. She's never been able to be outside before and she's in the middle of a crowd at a music festival." Like, if you could have told any Taylor Swift fan 5 years ago that she would be in a public space like that, I feel like everyone would be like, "There's no fucking way." And I was just like literally bawling my eyes out. I was like, "I'm just so happy for her." And she looked so in love in
You
all the
see
videos.
that?
She also looked a little fucked up,
Yeah.
but
Do you see the video of when Travis like picked her up at Dom Dollar?
oh my God. And she just like her little backwards hat. Oh my God. I loved it so much. I was so emotional. I'm so happy she's having her moment.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous. Do you guys have any predictions for weekend 2? So we're recording this Thursday before weekend 2 comes out. So people are already on their way. But I feel like how is all the artists that were performed last weekend going to top weekend 2 with like guest stars?
Maybe they're just treating it like a tour. Like, you know, you have certain
Yeah.
artists
Yeah.
at different cities.
Because Lana
Maybe.
brought out, we forgot to mention Billie Eilish,
Yeah.
which is wild.
Did you guys see Tyler the Creator's set? He was crazy. He was like attached to a harness and like broke through a wall. And
I didn't realize like artists like really go like even Sabrina Carpenter sets like the sets are massive like Ice Spice's sets like
I
they're
feel
doing full like hour
Ice
performances.
Spice's mic was clear. Did y'all hear her performance? I felt like you could hear her like breath. I was
Yeah.
like, damn.
I feel like J Balvin, maybe his set design was nuts. Like all the lights and like even just like the like performance aspect of it, like it's so crazy. I don't know how they're gonna do that twice.
Yeah.
That is really wild to think about, like the set design, like the stage
Like they have to
design.
set it up all over again.
Yeah.
Who's doing that?
the fact that Taylor Swift was seeing John Summit, like that is just something that was not on my bingo card. And like he is, I feel like he is everywhere right now. Like
Yeah, he's
I've been listening to his music like for years, but like I feel like right now, like ever since Where You Are dropped, ever since Shiver, like I feel like he's like having his time. Yeah. And I was just like, damn, like when he came out and he's like, "How the fuck we feeling, baby?" And he did it in Coachella. I was like, oh my God. This gay Twitter account made like a fake flyer of John Summit like DJing at like a pride party in June. But it looked so real and everybody was freaking out. They're like, "Oh my God, King's an ally." And I was like, it's so fucking fake.
I love it.
But that was crazy. Yeah, Taylor Swift looked fucked up. I love her
Yeah.
party era. Her and her backwards ass new heights.
I just could not get over it. I was like, this is not the same Taylor Swift that
What
went into
if
hiding.
someone brings her out this weekend?
Sabrina Carpenter could.
Oh
Yeah.
Or
She
honestly, or Ice Spice.
Yeah.
Ice Spice would be iconic.
Yeah.
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 Because even Justin Bieber got his ass up on that stage. I mean, I'm not saying it's like easy, but like someone that's like at the concert, like already there, like I don't
Justin
even,
also hides. Like, he's not a person who's always out. So
Yeah.
when you get to see him somewhere, you're like, oh, Justin's
Did
here.
you see the video of Haley like singing to him?
No.
That's like there's this video that's now
it during
becoming like
I saw that.
yeah, and she's like rapping to him, and everyone's like freaking out about it because she does look really hot. Like she just looks very cool, and she's like rapping to him as it's going, and I was like, damn, I would love to.
Oh, I'm going to Google that the second I get home.
Yeah.
All I care about is what Sabrina Carpenter wears.
Oh my God, I
Like
love
it's
her
literally
so
all I care about is what outfit she picks.
her outro for Nonsense. I replayed it. I literally showed Lindsay at the spelling bee. I was like, oh my God, look at her outro.
If there's one thing that Bailey loves, it is Sabrina Carpenter. And it looks like Casey has joined the party. And you know what? It's well deserved.
Yeah.
She eats down. And her old albums, I want everyone to go listen to the song Bad Time.
Oh, you told me.
I love that song.
It's a bop and a half.
Wait, I heard some tea from TikTok. Cause Stagecoach is like the Western concert, whatever that happens the weekend after Coachella, and someone saw a Cowboy Carter like truck. So what if Beyonce's at what's it called? What I just said it.
Stagecoach?
Yeah, Stagecoach.
Wow. What'd you guys see in the Coachella outfits?
Loved it.
Good.
That belt. The belt. Everyone knows what
The
I'm
Free
talking
People
about.
belt.
The Free People
Oh, is
belt.
that where it's from?
I'm going to go to freepeople.com. I'm going to put my $70 in the card, however much it is, probably more. And I'm going to live, laugh, and love in that belt all summer because it is so camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is just crazy because
I love it.
girls wore that belt in 2004. They would have a tank top and then a longer one layered over it with jeans and that belt. And it is crazy that now that is Coachella fashion.
I'm going to be honest, you guys. In the Just Stand Up performance,
no.
somebody...
It always comes
Who's
back to
wearing
the
it?
Just Stand Up performance.
I honestly forget, but there is somebody wearing that belt. Like, I can picture it, but I'm going to be buying that belt.
Probably Miss Things Get Better.
Is it
Probably Miss
Miley?
Miley.
But I liked how like not chill. It was like a relaxed but cute look everyone was doing. Like I loved Alex Earl's fits. Like I thought hers went down. Like
She was my favorite content to watch the whole trip. Like I love that she like goes with her friends that she's been friends with for fucking years. Like this whole, I mean, she's like one of the top influencers, and you can just tell it has not fucked with her mind at all. Like she is dead ass just with her besties.
Patrick Toss is doing her makeup every day.
Yeah.
And those
Jazz.
extensions look so fucking
yeah.
good. Like Alex, keep them in, girl. Like she looked fucking amazing. I love how day 3, she's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm wearing a shirt that says, "Do my boobs look big in it?" I thought it was campy as hell. I was like, this is giving Paris 2004 got blow in the best way. Like I was like, I love it.
Me and Casey follow this other creator, Reagan, and her outfits were eating down too. Like they were so good. They're very like Coachella core, and I thought she ate them down.
Everybody got their phones stolen though.
What?
That happens like
So-
every year.
So many people, like my friend Liv got her phone stolen. I saw Brooke got her phone stolen. This guy Brett got his phone stolen. I heard like the Apple store in India was like experiencing a new level of like
Damn,
influx.
Steve Jobs.
I'm also so curious because I've been into YouTube forever, so I like have so many influencers I've been watching, and a lot of influencers who live in LA go to both weekends. Like
Yeah.
that's like a very common thing to go to both. So I'm so curious for all the influencers who don't live in LA, like who's gonna fly back out for weekend 2, or is it going to be a whole new group of influencers? Like what are the houses going to do weekend 2?
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there's like they have to do it again. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so exciting.
And all these houses better listen because next year we will be going.
Poppy.
Oh my God, what if we all got invited to different houses? That'd be crazy.
Bye, guys.
Or no, I saw, or like, what if like we got separated in different like rooms? Like, what if they wouldn't let us like all pile into the same room?
Well, whoever's rooming with us, Bailey will hate us.
And whoever has to get dressed with me is going to hate me.
They would ask to switch us back immediately. You're
We
right.
would be in the fucking desert, and Lindsay would still be like, "We have to go to Zara tomorrow." Like, girl, you didn't pack. Come on. Like, wait, you need to go to the Apple store? That's fine. I'll go with you. I need to go to the mall. Like,
so crazy. She would.
It always comes back to bullying little Lindsay.
oh Lord.
Well, this was
Well,
fun.
guys, make sure you keep everything we said here between us girlies.
Yep. Period.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.